Hi guys, today I'm going to make a collective book haul because I bought a lot of books because I love books, I love reading, and I love to buy books, so I bought a lot of books. And the first book I have is And I Darken by Kirsten White, and I love this cover. I think it's super pretty, and I've heard some great things about this book. It came out, I think, in early June or late May, so it's a pretty new book. And like I said before, I've heard some great things about it, and it's a historical fiction with some fantasy aspects. When I bought it, I thought it was a fantasy, but it's actually a historical fiction with some fantasy aspects to it. And I'm excited to dig into this story, and yeah, this book. Then I have The New Watch. I can't pronounce this author's name, but here's the name. And this is a fantasy story. I'm not quite sure what it's about, but I read the description here on the back, and I thought it sounded interesting, and it was on sale on my bookstore, so I wanted to buy it. So yeah, this one. Then I have The Rest Falls Away by Colin Gleason, and I've heard some great things about this trilogy. It sounds like The Infernal Devices, but vampire is inspired instead of demon inspired, and I love demons, but I also like vampires. I mean, The Vampire Diaries is my absolute favorite series of all time, and yeah, I'm excited to dig into this story, and like I said before, I've heard some great things about this. So yeah. Then I have Snow Like Ashes by Sarah. I can't pronounce her last name, I'm so sorry, but I have problem with pronouncing R, so yeah, I can't pronounce her last name, but I love this cover. And this is a fantasy story about a kingdom that is like sectioned in different seasons, and I thought that sounded interesting, and yeah, like before, I love this cover, so I wanted to buy it. Then I have the Shadow Me trilogy, and this is a box set, and the Shadow Me trilogy is by Tahira Mafi. And I started reading Shadow Me today, and I'm 60 pages in, and I really like it so far. And I love these covers. I mean, they are so pretty. So yeah. And this is a fantasy story about a girl whose like her touch is lethal, and yeah, I think that sounds interesting. And like I said before, I started reading Shadow Me, and I really like it so far, and I've heard some great things about this trilogy, and I love these covers. So yeah, Shadow Me by Tahira Mafi. Then I have Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas, and this is the sequel to Throne of Glass, which is the first book in the Throne of Glass series, and I love this book. I mean, I read Throne of Glass not so long ago, and I really did end up liking it. I gave it this a 4.5 out of 5 stars, and then I read Crown of Midnight, and I just have to say, I mean, this cover, it's super pretty. And yeah, I give this a 4.5 out of 5 stars as well. And I really do like this series. I mean, the concepts of these books, they're so good. And I love Selena so much. She's just a kick-butt character, and I just love her so much. And I ordered Hero of Fire and Queen of Shadows, and then I'm going to order Empire of Storms, which is the final book in the in the Throne of Glass series, and yeah, I just love this book. Then I have Cinder by Marissa Meyer, and this is the first book in the Luna Chronicles series, and I've heard some great things about the Luna Chronicles, and these books are like retellings. So this is Cinderella, but it's like some cyborgs, which is like I think it's humans with some robot parts. So yeah, I think that sounds interesting, and this is a sci-fi fantasy series, and I haven't read so much sci-fi because I'm kind of intimidated about it, because when I think of sci-fi I think of like space or planets, and I think of Star Wars, and I'm not a huge fan of Star Wars and space and planets. I mean, it can be interesting, but it's not, yeah, it's not my cup of tea, but I want to read more sci-fi. So yeah, Cinder by Marissa Meyer. Then I had Siege and Storm by Lee Bardugo, and this is the second book in the Grisha trilogy. And the first book is Shadow and Bone, and I haven't read Shadow and Bone, but this was on sale on my local bookstore, and yeah, I wanted to read it because it was on sale, and I've heard some good things about the Grisha trilogy, and I have wanted to read it for a long time, so when this was on sale, I did buy it. But I'm going to buy Shadow and Bone so I can start reading Shadow and Bone and then read this, and if I like them, I'm going to buy Ruining Rising, which is the last and final book in the Grisha trilogy. Then I have The Shadow Queen by C.G. Redwine, and this is a Snow White retelling, and it's a fantasy book. I read most fantasy and dystopian and supernatural books. And I didn't end up liking it so much. I think the concept of this book is really good, but I couldn't connect with the characters, and when I can't connect with the characters, I probably won't end up liking the book, and I gave this a 2 or 2.5 out of 5 stars. So yeah, I didn't like it, but I didn't hate it. I mean, I think it was okay, but that's nothing special, and it has some dragon concepts in it as well, so that's interesting, but I didn't end up liking it so much, so that was not so good. Okay, then I have Clockwork Princess by Cassandra Clare, and this is the third and final book in the Infernal Devices, and let me just take a moment to fangirl about the Infernal Devices. I mean, I love the Infernal Devices so much. I love these characters. I love Tessa, I love Jem, and I love Will. I mean, Will and Tessa. So good. And I cried so much in this book. I mean, I couldn't stop crying, so I think I cried on 3 or 4 occasions, but I mean, the ending, it's so beautiful and heartbreaking, and I cried so much. I mean, I was a mess. I couldn't stop crying, but I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. I could have given it a 10 out of 5 stars if I could, and the whole trilogy is a 5 out of 5 stars trilogy because I loved so much, and I'm going to read The Mortal Instruments for sure because I love this world, and I love Shadowhunters, and I just love this book. Then I have A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens, and this is a book I bought inspired by Tessa from the Infernal Devices because she loves this book and I love Tessa, so I wanted to read it. And I haven't read any classics, and this is a historical fiction from 1859. I haven't read it yet, but I'm going to read it. I think I'm going to wait like a year because it's kind of like it's a really, I mean, the language of this book, it's really like old school, and I'm good at English but not this good, so I'm going to wait a year before I read this. But yeah, it's about the French Revolution, and like I said before, it's a historical fiction. So yeah, A Tale of Two Cities. Then I have Sigrid by Joanne Hildebrandt, and I haven't heard anything about this book. It's a Swedish author, and if you didn't know that, I am from Sweden. So yeah, and this book is in Swedish. I don't read that much in Swedish. I read most in English because I just love the English language. So yeah, but this is a fantasy story. I think it sounds quite like Game of Thrones. I haven't watched Game of Thrones, but I think Game of Thrones sounds interesting. So yeah, it's about Vikings and gods, and yeah. I think it sounds really good, and it was a sale on my local bookstore, so I bought it. And then I have the first two books in the 50 Shades trilogy, and the first book is 50 Shades Grey, and the second book is 50 Shades Darker. And I have ordered 50 Shades Freed, which is the last and final book, and yeah, I really did like these two books. I mean, I didn't think that I would like these books because it's a kind of controversial topic, and yeah, but I really did like this book. I mean, I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars, and I gave this a 4.5 out of 5 stars, and I'm so excited to dig into the third and final book. And yeah, I love these characters, and I love these two books. So yeah, So I have 3 books left, and I have Talon by Julie Kedwa. I think you pronounce her last name like that. But this is a fantasy story about dragons, and I haven't read anything about dragons except The Shadow Queen, which has some dragon aspects. And this is about I think it's about a dragon girl who falls in love with a human boy. And I think that sounds interesting, and I really do like this cover, and yeah, this book. And then I have The Queens of Tyrling by Erica Johansson, and let me just take a moment to adore this cover. I mean, I love it so much. It's so pretty. And yeah, this is a fantasy story about some sort of kingdom. I am not quite sure what it's about, but I'm excited to read it and dig into this whole world. And I heard some great things about this book. So yeah, I'm excited to read it. So the last book I have is Beautiful Creatures, book 2. I haven't read the first book, but I watched the movie, and the movie ended in a really big cliffhanger, so I wanted to read the second book, and I found this in my local bookstore, and it was a sale for a really good price. So I wanted to buy it, so I ended up buying it. Yeah. But that was all of the books I have bought, and yeah, I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please like, subscribe, and comment, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day and weekend and year and lifetime. Yeah. Have a good day. Bye guys.